County Legislative Body committee meetings for this August 11th, 2025. We'll ask all commissioners turn your mics on and your telephones off, if you would please. Before we get into our committees, I do want to give you a little update on the health department. This from Barbara McMurray Architects. And this letter says, in accordance with the standard form of agreement between owner and contractor, and per the owner's request, please consider this letter as your notice to proceed effective August 4th, 2025. According to the terms of the contract, substantial completion shall be achieved no later than 360 calendar days, including Monday, August 4th, 2025. The scheduled date of substantial completion, therefore, is Thursday, July 30th, 2026, subject to extensions of time as contained in the approved change order. The above contract time includes health department work, base bid space, and alternates 2 and 3. The work for alternate number 1, the UT Agricultural Extension Office, will achieve substantial completion 60 days after the above scheduled substantial completion. So we shall proceed. We'll call on our Chairman Tim Horner of the Justice Center Public Safety Committee.
Chairman Hall.
Yes.
My monitor's not on, dear.
Your monitor's not on?
Okay.
There.
All right. I'm sorry. He had to take care of it. I apologize.
We're good.
As of right now, yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Horner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll call the Justice Center Public Safety Committee to order. Anyone wishing to address may do so at this time. You'll have 3 minutes. Seeing none. Item 3A, old business, there is none. Item 4A, Justice Center project update. Jaron Dolewater, Burwell Construction.
Try to get this set right tonight. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Chairman, we're all out.
We've gone black down here.
Well, I'm gonna play video. Either pictures or video.
Oh, yeah, give me a minute and I'll present all that. So there's probably nothing gonna show up until we get to it there.
Okay.
Let's go through the construction review. Right now, testing, commissioning, coordination, integration of all the systems are continuing. You got audio visual, the electrical, HVAC, all of that, safety, the smoke purge, all of those different systems are being tested, tweaked, and put back together. Make sure that it's operating effectively throughout the system before we come out and do a final test and review of the project. Owner's items are continuing to get installed now. IT is working feverishly to get all of the IT equipment installed. Fiber optics ran, all those systems completed to get that live. Audiovisual systems, as you'll see here in a minute, are being installed as well in the courtrooms and various different areas there. Kitchen equipment is installed. Things are being finalized to get some of the Ansel systems approved and finalized for that. Furniture is arriving soon, and it'll start being getting installed as well. So a lot of things are progressing in that sense. But that leads us to substantial completion, if you don't mind. We were looking at substantial completion towards the end of this month, is what I presented last month. We did have a small hiccup that kind of threw a wrench into that. Yeah, if you don't mind playing a quick little video. All right, I'll move to the pictures and. gets that on. Any questions in regards to construction while we're waiting? We'll get into other items contractually here in a few minutes, so we'll save those questions till then. But anything regarding the construction of the project?
You all have all materials out of storage now? There's nothing,
Primarily, there's still some electrical items that are being installed that we'll see pushed out of material stored into that office next one.
Are you ready?
Oh, very good. Look, you can see it on your screen. It's not the best. It's actually a screen capture from somebody's phone. But you can see the waste management company coming to pick up a construction trash bin. Get him back up here in just a minute. For some reason decided to lift his trailer there up, or the gate, whatever it is, and back down. It's about 100 yards below that where he picks up, but he decided to do it in the street and back in. And if you watch, yep, right there, the entire gate was hit and substantially impacted. So that was kind of a kick in the gut to the contractor and everybody that saw it. The insurances are involved, but Blaine Construction will be dealing with trying to get this thing fixed and approved as quickly as possible. Us, as the county, and the architect will not accept substantial completion without this essential system as part of the completion of this. We can't do all our final testing without this as well. So we're looking to keep that within our substantial completion timing for the entire project. The gate itself has to be completely replaced all the way down to the foundations. Grade beams have to be excavated, concrete removed, and reestablished once that gate's installed. With that 10-week lead time, it's pushing us into next month from the time this happened. It's been a few weeks since. I don't recall the exact date.
Now, this is more than just a gate, right? There's a lot of electronics in it and
Yes, it's all tied into the security system.
Yeah,
yes.
so it's not just a,
Not a
gate.
main gate. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of your main.
and the gate
Main
itself
street
was
gate.
destroyed, correct?
It's destroyed, getting placed completely at this point. Yes. All the way down to the foundations.
What kind of money is that gonna cost you? Just right off the top of your head, do you have any idea?
It won't cost the county.
Oh, I
anything.
know that, but
But we've heard estimates anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000 that's involved. The timing for everybody to review, to get architect and consultants out to finalize, test, and approve substantial completion, we're looking at the week of, if I can read this, the week of September 22nd to 26th. There'll be a week of testing all of the systems and hopefully achieve substantial completion at the end of that. Yeah, if we got some pictures, I'll go back through some of that. Oh, I've got control, thank you. There's the gate. It's hard to see in this picture, but it's greatly impacted the entire system down to the foundations. This is going to lead into some of the questions that we have in regards to the change order that we're dealing with. This will be the wall in question. I'll bring this back up when we start discussing that. Just an issue with foundations showing where they shouldn't be showing and trying to fix that and give something that's presentable in that location. Some of the fencing that we'll be discussing, some of the railing that we've put in place as well. We'll discuss that a little bit more here. And stairs that we're looking to add. So that's all part of this change order that we're looking at. Here's some of the systems that are being installed. You see the video system in there. This is for the holding for the courtrooms. I think the docket, or I'm not sure how it's used, but I think it's the docket that's placed up on top in that space there. You're seeing the systems being installed inside the courtrooms and all the monitors and listening systems there for the jury systems, just as an idea of some of the things that are taking place up there. I'll leave this open because we'll get into contractual items now. As of today, prior to this presentation of the change order that we're looking at, contract value is at $95,038,489.11. To date, we're at 99.58% complete with the project. And we'll be presenting change order number 25 tonight. The total change order value is $127,628. And that is broken up into two separate potential change orders that are in there. PCO 102 and PCO 103. 102 is regarding, let's see if I can find that, this here. As the county, we feel this is an item that should have been addressed early on. This is more of an error than an omission in regards to how we approach this with our architect. Let me get to that PCO number so I have all those values for you. PCO 102, the contractor is giving a value of $36,547 to construct a wall along here. It's a CMU wall with brick facing it. There was going to be a roll-lock above, but we don't have enough brick on site, so we're looking at a precast wall cap on that with just backfill and dirt on top of that. So there's really no landscaping in that. It's just to dress up those foundations that you're seeing here. We've put it as a note to track the costs. We didn't want to issue a CCD that take longer than what we're looking at for the amount of this project. But we feel there's other ways that may save the money for the county by looking at it a little differently than what we have. We needed to get this established and moving at this $36,000. But we'll be tracking that and reviewing it on that end. The second item would be PCO 103. There's two separate sections in this PCO. One is dealing with the railing that you see along the walls there. Again, with the steep slopes that we're looking at, we felt it was necessary to provide some sort of barrier from some of those slopes that were there. Regarding the architect and consultants, this would be more of an omission. I'm not looking at it as an error. It's just something that was not addressed or discussed early on. So it's an item that needs to be added. And we started with a CCD, a Construction Change Directive number 2, that these commissioners, or you all, have voted on early on. We had a not to exceed, but if it does, clause in that mentioned 20,000, I think was the peak that we had on that CCD. Originally, we were looking at just adding this one section down up by the courthouse, the main building, but we elected to pursue down lower as well to keep people from billy goating their way down to the existing jail and other items. So we extended it. We added some wheel stops to that, other items for it, and that portion came to a total cost of $26,500. So we doubled the railing initially, added some other items to that to bring us to a total of $26,500, where our original CCD and direction was $20,000. So we doubled what we were looking at to provide in that section. The other area that was addressed, this is an owner-driven item, if I got a better picture of that, is just access. We needed access. The county here feels they needed access, which is good. But from these upper levels, adding a stair here, adding a stair to the next section below to get you access to the existing buildings, rather than going out to the street and then back down in the end. So it's an owner-driven logistical that we're looking at. The item for that one was $64,581. Between all those, it gives us a total of that $127,628, which will bring the contract value up to $95,166, or $95,166,117.11. I'm sure there's questions.
What kind of access are you talking about? Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Are you talking about for a vehicle or steps for people to walk?
It's steps for people.
And they'd be on both levels?
Both levels, yes.
Chairman Green, Ms. Green.
Thank you. When you talked about PCO 102, you said it was an error. So my question to you is, were there errors and omissions insurance to cover that in full?
Those are all the items that we're dealing with with regards to negotiations that we have ongoing.
So we still haven't settled on anything, we're still negotiating.
Yes.
At what point will we, shall I say, have accountability and payback?
By the end of the project. So before that, I don't think we want to lay out our cards, as mentioned prior.
Okay, you came up with a date, September 22nd, 2026. Is that when you proposed that the jail will be turned over to Hamblen County, sir?
No, that's the week of September 22nd. So our testing with the architect and their consultants will start the 22nd through the 26th, I believe, is that Friday. Hopefully they'll achieve that, pass all of the testing that we put in place, and they'll have that substantial completion the 26th of September 2025.
2025. And you expect at that point, I'm assuming, to turn it over by, shall I say, November 25?
Well, they have a 2-month final completion to deal with anything above and beyond in regards to the punch walks that we do, punch lists that they have to address. A lot of those items are being addressed now, but without all of that, they've got to achieve substantial or final completion. So they have 60 days beyond substantial completion to achieve that. But as I mentioned earlier, we are moving in. The county is moving in items, so they'll be ready to start bringing everybody up to speed with what they need to, implementing all the, just getting everybody ready for it. So
let me readdress my question. Then what are we looking at? Are we looking at January of 26?
On the county side, that's not my forte.
No, as far as
we're
you're
just
turning it
construction
over.
and try to get the project completed in that sense. So what the county does to get moved in will be on them.
So at what point, though, will you turn it over for the county to take it over? Is there a date set to do that, I guess is the question I'd like to ask, sir.
60 days or sooner after potential completion.
So 9 times out of 10, January.
Well, 60 days after, what, September is October, November?
Yeah.
So we've got till the end of October with the contractor to turn it over with final completion, yes.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Sir?
Anyone else?
Yes, thank you. So you're, when you go back to that foundation business, and you were gonna do some brickwork and some dirt,
Yes.
so is that for flowers or just, you know?
Backfill.
Oh, just backfill?
Yeah, it's just backfill. And
Oh,
then
okay.
topsoil.
Okay. And the railing is not to prevent a vehicle from going
It is not.
plunk, it's human?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman. Back to the gate damage, you said that would delay occupancy. Is there any restitution for us because of that delay of occupancy?
It's the delay within regards to substantial completion, so.
Anyone
Mr.
else?
Chairman, one more question, if I may.
Commissioner Green?
I was looking at the drawing as far as the wall and where it states, it's A2.0.1
Yeah.
in my book. And my question is, it talks about the planter wall cannot return as shown, and then it goes on to says not enough brick on site for planter wall, and I'm not sure what that last word is, so I'll.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So, was it just not enough ordered to take care of it, or did?
It's an added item we're using to not cost as much and match the brick that's existing, is use what was left over on the project to run along the face of that. There was not enough to do the roll-off, which would be the top rail of brick that's turned on side, but we'll be looking to use a precast instead, a precast concrete wall cap on top.
Will it be just as sturdy and safe, no fence intended?
Somewhat, I'm sorry.
Be just as sturdy and safe as the brick you originally meant it is?
Yes, yeah, there'd be no issues.
Will that help any with the foundation? Because some of this makes sense to me. I'm not a contractor, but some of it doesn't. When it talks about support and so forth, I'm wondering if everything's supported enough for it to be safe.
This would have nothing to do with the structural of the building. This is just purely aesthetics.
Thank you.
Design-wise, these foundations should have been underneath, but as you can see out there, there's no room to keep them underneath and buried. So we're trying to find a way to get that mitigated that way. So this is purely cosmetic.
Yes,
Commissioner
sir.
Howell?
One more thing, thank you. We were fortunate enough to have a tour. Is there any thought to going in for the public to have a look-see? Oh, okay.
Answer that one.
The sheriff and I are working on a plan where we're going to, once we get substantial completion, between substantial completion and the time that we open the jail, we're hoping to have an open house for the community. And that would mean where anybody or everybody can come through and see what we can, they can't see everything, but open up a cell block and through the Justice Center part of it, see the courtrooms, that kind of thing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner Walker?
Got a question on the fence rail. You know, we did the fence rail to keep people from going over in that grassy area because it's going downhill. So now, how far would they have to walk to the end of that fence to justify to put steps right there? Because we put steps there with the railing, what's going to keep that person from going on the other side of those steps, going right over there to that big hill and some little kid tumbling down the hill? That was the whole objective for us putting that fence there in the first place.
The stairs will have railing as well. They're not just open stairs. So it'll integrate with the railing that's there going down.
But at the very bottom, are we going to end up having to put more fencing this way? Because, I mean, if the grass is on two sides of it, even though we have railings, I mean, you've got kids, I got kids. They're going to go on the side of the fence in the grass more than they're going to go straight to the steps. I mean, that's my only concern. Now we're kind of telling them to go that way. That was the whole reason for that fence in the first place. How far further down from them steps would I have to walk to go around that fence to go up that sidewalk? Is it
All the way
50
to the
foot?
street.
So you'd have to walk all the way
Yeah,
to the
probably-
street?
It's probably a good 250 feet.
Okay.
Anyone else? Do I hear a motion to accept the change order 24?
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
Who was
All in
second?
favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
No. I abstain with cause.
Yeah.
Who gave the second on that? Debbie.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Horner. Move now to the Budget Committee, Chairman Rodney Long.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If there's anybody wishing to address the Budget Committee at this time, you have 3 minutes. Seeing none, we'll go to number 3, which is old business, and we do not have any. Number 4 is new business. And this is a letter from the Tennessee Comptroller of the currency acknowledging the certified copy of the funding year 2026 budget. This is for information only. There's no vote necessary on this. I would think, Mr. Chairman, we could move this to the consent agenda Since there's no action required, can we not do that, Mr. Mayor?
Absolutely. This was information that came to the office last week, and we just wanted to pass it on. It's addressed to the mayor and the commission, just to local government finance sends back the report that they reviewed our budget and accepted as presented. That it's really just formality, but yes, I'd recommend just moving this to consent calendar.
It's on the
only for
consent calendar.
discussion. Okay.
It is on the consent calendar.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Chairman Long,
Yes,
opportunity to ask a question, please.
yes.
And I don't know if this would be for Mr. Mayor Cutshaw or if it'd be for Miss Amanda. But I noticed it says down there, expenditures not approved, not appropriated. My apologies, I mispronounced it, Darrell, when I mispronounced it, I'm sorry. Exactly what was the problem with it?
So Edna, I don't, if you remember back when we had audit committee back last year, we had a few findings, and one of them being with the highway department and some paving work that was done, and the purchase order was not enough to cover the invoice. And so that line item for paving was overspent, and that's what that is in regards to, is expenditures exceeding the budgeted amount. And by the time the invoice was brought to us to pay, it was too late to do a budget amendment.
Thank you. I thought maybe it might have had to do with the other things as far as the time clocks and the expenditures out there that were, shall I say, investigated.
Right.
So that's why I asked the question, but thank you for the explanation, dear.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Moving on now to the Finance Committee. Once again, I'll call on Mr. Chairman Rodney Long.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is any visitors wishing to address the committee at this time? Agenda items only. Seeing none. Number 3, you have your expenditure reports and your monthly checks. I hope you all have looked over those. Number 4, old business, we do not have any. Number 5, new business, and we'll start with 5A. It's a resolution 25, a resolution authorizing Hamblen County to join the state of Tennessee and other local governments in amending the Tennessee State Subdivision Opioid Abatement Agreement and approving the related settlement agreements. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, this resolution before you is to amend the original amendment, Exhibit A, and what it does is add Purdue Pharmaceuticals to this opioid abatement settlement. In essence, that's what it is, and it gives the notice to the commission, but also gives authorization to the mayor to extend that we accept that agreement.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Walker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ahern. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Move on to 5B, Resolution 25. This is a resolution of the Hamblen County, Tennessee, approving the Energy Efficient Schools Initiative Loan Agreement on behalf of the Hamblen County Board of Education. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, this agreement, we had met with the school system. They are engaging in an energy efficient program. The county has to incur that debt, and better than I to explain, we have Superintendent Bunch here tonight. If you'd like to address us, please.
Good evening. Thanks for your time tonight. This is, we briefed you all. We had a sit down where we went over this with Train giving us the presentation. This is to take out a loan for $4.98 million at 1.5% interest over 16 years, with Train having done an audit that they will guarantee that the energy savings we get will make the payment and save us additional monies. the way that has to work, we have worked a memorandum of understanding that both of the board attorney and the county's attorney have looked at, that we'll be able to work to make sure that what we're doing in making the payments works with the county and make sure everybody understands who's on first and what's on second. We have a resolution that we've got drafted that the board, and I fully expect, will approve tomorrow night, and the memorandum of understanding tomorrow night. And I expect Ms. Clausen and I to sign the agreements that we need to sign tomorrow night and provide those to you, so that hopefully you, in your 21 August meeting, will be able to sign the 4 pieces of documentation. 3 the mayor's got to sign, 1 your attorney's got to sign, so that we can get this program moving forward. We've already got monies that we've got planned to expend. Some of those are going to be out of the bond, that money that we've already got agreement from you all to go do to take on some capital projects at East High. And then we've got fund balance that we're going to roll in to address some things they found as they move forward. And we're wanting to get this started, and we'll start work probably within a month or so of this getting approved. The loan's been approved. This is just the process. This is the process to get the county to agree to do it. We'll make all the payments, won't ship any money over here, we'll handle it all in, and we'll give you regular updates on what we're doing.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Richardson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harville. Any discussion?
I just got one.
Mr.
Is
Carter?
the 16 years, it's just an odd number of years, is that a
That's the way the
standard?
state set the program up.
Is
It's a
it?
state-run program that multiple school districts use. It was 0.5% a couple of years ago. We couldn't get everything done in time to get at the 0.5%, so we're getting it at the 1.5%.
Anyone else? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll now move to 5C, the memorandum of understanding agreement between the Hamblen County Board of Education and the Hamblen County Commission on the Energy Efficient Schools Initiative loan. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, and just as Superintendent Bunce just said, once they, tomorrow night at their school board meeting, does their process, once it passes there, it'll come to us to be ready for our August 21st meeting, that we will enter into this agreement of how it's laid out. That should be in your packet. In your packet, you have a copy of their resolution that they're doing, our own adopting the one they have, plus the memorandum of understanding. It should be laid out fairly well as to this process, and it's all under Tennessee code.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Harville,
Second.
second by Mike Richards. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Move to 5D, Resolution 25, a resolution to increase the mineral servants tax for Hamblen County, Tennessee. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, this came just this year. The state of Tennessee passed on July 1 the opportunity to raise our mineral severance tax. In the past 10 years or more, I think in your packet it shows where it was first initiated in 2009. And that was at 15 cents per ton. Well, the Tennessee state legislature passed for the next 10 years, you can do 20 cents a ton. So I recommend that Hamblen County adopt that. It's simple, pretty simple what's going on. Anything brought out of the ground, it's taxed. In other words, last year, it's broken up oddly in how it goes. I think it's January, April, October, and December, maybe, or January, where these figures come in. Last year it was $66,000. The year before it was $82,000. This will add nearly $20,000 to that fund, which where this money will go is the county highway road fund, the 131 operation for the county highway.
Motion.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Walker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ahern. Do I have
What's that?
any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I think you said it rises incrementally 10 years, every 5 years it rises.
I'm
incrementally.
sorry, did I say 10? I'm sorry. It is
That's fine, I
5.
just checking.
My bad. It's there in your packet, and I probably misstated
Yes,
that.
I've got it here in front of me. It's
Okay.
every 5 years, the 30.
Thank you, Commissioner.
No worries.
Thank you. Misstated.
Any other discussion?
One question, please, sir.
Yes.
Now, I know that in the road commission packet, that was in there, so my question, it says like for 24-25, it was $51,590.42. Is that leveled out that way? I mean, it says 24-25, so is that a one-year period? I'd like to understand that part, please.
Well, what it is, it's when they take it, it's for the year, a 12-month period. And what we've collected is 24-25 year, it was 72,000. Is that, yeah. Yeah, we just got that today, actually, 72,000.
24-25?
Yes.
That wasn't what the road commission put out, so I'd like to have a copy of that, please.
Well, it may be
Theirs is wrong.
different numbers. If you heard what I said, we just got that today.
Well, the one they sent out Saturday's got different numbers, is the reason
Okay,
I
on
was
the
so.
mineral severance tax?
Yes, sir. It's got
Okay.
24-25, and it's got $51,590.42.
I can't-
Just curious what the correct figure is.
I can't answer to what
I
they
understand, but I'll touch base with you tomorrow. Hopefully we can get it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move to 5E. This is a truck purchase for the Avenue Church with the food security grant. Mr. Mayor, address that.
One second. Yes, in 2024, Hamblen County received a grant of $187,000 for food insecurity grant. The Avenue and Marshtown Hamblen Child Care Center are two folks that have applied to use this grant. And what we are recommending doing, well, it's in process, that we purchase a truck for the Avenue that use this for their food insecurity program. And then, for example, they have a distribution operation in place where they had 14,715 boxes distributed in 2023. They are very well helping the community in food insecurity. This truck is paid for by a non-recurring grant, no match. The body had already approved to accept this. This truck was applied for and received. We are buying the truck through the county, which has to incur the debt, or that's how the bond money, the grant money flows. After we do that, we will surplus this truck and then gift it back to the Avenue, which is where it was intended to go.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We'll move to E.
Questions?
Motion and second first.
Just a second,
Yes,
let me get a motion. Move to E1. This is a purchase of the Mack MD6 box truck with the proceeds from the food and security grant from the Worldwide Equipment in Knoxville, Tennessee. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Ahern. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Harville. Any discussion? Ms. Howe?
Yes, sir, thank you. So what, the Avenue won the grant. There were two, and the, I guess the other one, Hamblen Child Care.
When you say one, they applied.
Okay.
It wasn't really a win. Hamblen County is the winner. Hamblen County received the grant. These two folks applied for that grant to use it. And they had their system in place for the food insecurity programs that the whole grant was about. They had to have these kind of places in this type of service in place in order to be eligible.
Okay, so the Avenue had that in place, and
Absolutely.
and the Hamblen Child Care did not.
No, they do.
Oh,
They
so
do.
both
They
of them
feed
will.
Both of
kids.
Thank you.
Yes. No,
Thank you,
both
sir.
of these are being awarded part of this money, but the Avenue is probably the largest recipient at this point.
Okay,
If I'm not
thank you.
mistaken, Mr. Mayor, didn't the Child Care Center ask for coolers and
Yes,
things of that
that is
nature?
correct.
we go.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion, Ms. Green?
Quick question, sir. Well, how was this presented so the public was aware of it? Because I had a call today about this very thing, and they were wanting to know how different churches would know about it, and I told them I would ask.
And to answer that question, I'll have to get back to you, Commissioner Green. I don't recall we were on this commission together when this was done. I do not recall. It came to us.
Yeah, one thing on that, I believe to your question, there is the grant that I understand had worked through food agencies across the state. And of those agencies, like it's Second Harvest in East Tennessee, and in our area, there were 6 in Hamblen County that were eligible to apply towards the grant.
Right.
But only 2 technically applied.
Actually did.
So whatever church you may go to, unless they were on that list that was established already from the state side, that's where that's at.
Any other discussion?
That is correct. Just to reiterate that point, not everyone was eligible to apply for this grant. Even though you may be feeding, there was a threshold, I think, that had to be met in order to be qualified for this grant.
Well, let me clarify my question, because that didn't answer it. So where was this put out there so
And I
that,
said before, I will have to get back to you.
Okay.
I was on this commission, and I do not know that answer right now. I'll have to get that for you.
I'd like to
if
see
we can
more
find that.
places, and the
Yeah.
point that was brought to my attention today
Sure.
by a citizen in your district, well, your former district, I think, if I'm correct.
If that
was-
information's there,
was-
I'll try to find it. I don't know that
Well,
answer.
the point was, they wanted to know how other churches and places like Matt's and Daily
Again,
Bread
ma'am, everyone
could
wasn't
do
eligible
that. That's the
for this
reason I
grant.
asked, sir, but
The
thank you.
people that were eligible for this grant applied for it and knew about it. That's what information I have at this point.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move to 5E2. This is to declare the Mack MD6 box truck surplus property after the purchase to Avenue. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Walker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Doty. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 5E3 is to gift the Mack truck to the Avenue Church for the food distributing program. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Ahern, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Howe. Any discussion? One thing I would ask, Mr. Mayor, they are responsible for all the upkeep of it and everything, correct?
Yes, this is a gift.
County
This
is
goes to
a
them.
gift to them,
That
correct?
is correct. This is their truck.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to 5F, budget amendments. We'll do F1, the Hamblen County Department of Education budget amendment. Number 1, increase of $4,521,511.73. Mr. Terry?
Good evening. So this amendment is pending board approval for tomorrow. There's several line items here. First one is the acceptance of the opioid grant. We're going to use this grant money to hire a behavior coordinator, RBT, and do some professional development. So this is essentially to get in front of the behavior issues that we have and try to get those under control. The next line item is the U-Trust grant for Miller Boyd. This is a grant that we've got for years and years, $500 that we will budget at Miller Boyd. Niswonger Project on-track tutoring for $80,000. We've had this one for years as well. It's to target students to tutor to get them on grade level. The next line item is SPED CCIS. This is federal funding that the state requires us to move aside in our general budget to provide early interventions for students. DTE ISM grant, $2.6 million. This is the third year of this grant. It will be also the final year. This is for the CTE in the middle school and high schools. We have an excellent program there, and this has allowed us to add on to West and to bring in new programs. And finally, some additional funding out of fund balance for this EESI program. As Mr. Bunch mentioned, it's $4.9 million is what we're getting in the loan, but we have some other single point, very risky failures, such as the boiler at East High School, that we're going to go ahead and cover out of our fund balance and go ahead and get those knocked out. Have any questions?
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Harrell. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Ahern. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Jerry. We'll move to F2, Fund 101, the County Clerk's Office, $500. Ms. Hale?
The budget amendment before you for $500 is for the clerk's office to move $500 from their restricted funds into their equipment line to cover a new barcode reader.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Reed. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Walker. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Move to F3, Fund 101, Probation Services of $50,000.
So I'll try to walk through this one step by step. So currently, work service, the work release program, has the employee that's retired. And Mr. Bayard is here tonight with us, and thank you, Don. So Don is going to move one of his employees, that's the clerical employees, that's currently in probation services, out into this retiree's now open position. So in turn, it's going to leave an unfilled vacancy in probation. And what he's requested to do, rather than fill it with a full-time clerical position, is to separate that and hire two part-time employees. One would be a part-time probation officer, and the other one a part-time clerical person. So the budget amendment then is to move that money from the salary line and the medical insurance line. Obviously, the two part-time people won't be eligible for medical insurance, so between the salary line and the medical insurance line, we're going to put that into part-time to cover these two additional employees.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Harville. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ahern. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you, Chairman Long. Move along to the Personnel Committee. I'll call on the one-armed bandit, Chairman Thomas Doty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I call the Personnel Committee meeting to order. To anyone wishing to address this committee, you may do so now. Seeing none, we'll move forward. Item 3, old business, we have none. Item 4, new business, we have approval of longevity pay submissions, and we have one associate for that. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Horner. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Howell. Any discussion on this matter? Seeing none, we'll move forward. Call for the vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Doty. Move now to the Calendar and Rules Committee, and I once again turn to Chairman Thomas Doty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll call the Calendar and Rules Committee meeting to order. If there are any visitors wishing to address this committee, you may do so now. Seeing none, we'll move forward. Old business, there is none. Item 4A, review of the regular calendar items. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Howe. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Horner. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4B is review of the consent calendar items. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Horner. Any discussion on this matter? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Doty. So that concludes our business for tonight. Everyone attendance and input. All minds clear?
One question, Chairman.
Yes.
When I was going over my packet, I ran on 6 different totals for risk management. And if I remember correctly, what our mayor said when he was addressing the $5.5 million deficit before they passed a property tax increase, that was one thing that we would be looking forward to seeing an increase in. If I misunderstood him, now's the time for him to correct me. But we had 6 different totals there, and I was just curious why they were what they were. Some of them were listed as vehicle insurance, some of them were listed as workman's comp, some of them were listed as otherwise, and I don't remember exactly liability and some other things. And my question was, I know if the county loses a lawsuit, that we have a $10,000 deductible, if I remember correctly what Mayor Cutshaw told me. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, because I'm human. But I'd like to know, when we have to fork out that $10,000, where is it listed on our reports so that we can see and know that we're transparent and accountable?
Amanda?
I didn't have here.
Okay, so I think what you're asking, those checks that you've seen written in there for July are our annual premiums. So they're divided between the funds, between workers' comp, just what you said, okay? But then if at some point we had to pay a deductible, then they would be listed in that same line item that we pay the liability insurance out of. So every July, we pay those premiums. So you could expect, if you've seen Tennessee Risk Management Trust between now and next July, then it would have something to do with, well, for example, I will say this, we just added those 2 new garbage trucks, okay? So when you get your packet for, this is August, when you get the August check report, you'll see in the sanitation department another check to Tennessee Risk Management truck. It's not a lawsuit, it's to do with, we add 2 new garbage trucks to our policy.
Insurance policy.
Right. So, but it still is in that same line, okay? Anything to do with like a lawsuit, if we were to have to pay a deductible or whatever.
So we pay those premiums once a year?
Yes.
Okay, that was my next question. Thank you
The only
for the
thing we pay
clarification.
throughout the year for premium-wise is if we have to add a vehicle or a piece of equipment.
Thank you for the clarification, ma'am. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you, Chairman Hunt.
Any other questions? We stand adjourned.